Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Ya la 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 la, 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 ya la 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 la. Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Ya la 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 la, 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 ya la 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 la. Barechu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam va'ed, Le'olam va'ed. Ya la 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 la, 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 ya la 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 la.
הנה מה טוב ומנעים שברחים גם יחד. 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 How good it is, how sweet it is, to be together on this day. How good it is, how sweet it is, to be together on this day. הנה מה טוב ומנעים שברחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומנעים שברחים גם יחד. שלום עליכם, סלאם עליכום. שלום עליכם, סלאם עליכום. שלום עליכם, סלאם עליכום. שלום עליכם, סלאם עליכום. How good it is, how sweet it is, to be together on this day. How good it is, how sweet it is, to be together on this day. הנה מה טוב ומנעים שברחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב
open your eyes. Open your eyes. Open your heart. Open your heart. See what's inside. See what's inside. Lay down your walls. Lay down your walls. Lay down your fears. Lay down your fears. Lean into love. Lean into love. You are welcome here. You are welcome here. Hine matov. Hine matov. Umanaim. Umanaim. Shevet achim. Shevet achim. Gam yachad. Gam yachad. Shevet achim. Shevet achim. Gam yachad.
How wonderful it is to gather together at the end of this week to celebrate Shabbat as a congregation, as a community. I'm Rabbi Michael Friedman, so pleased to be joined by Cantor Julia Cadrain and our accompanist, Julian Chin, and by all of you. And wherever you come from, whether you've been here many, many times, or this is your first time with us in person or via the live stream, we want you to know you've always belonged right here. So Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom.
And we know there are those among us who know each other well, but there's probably people sitting next to us or in front or behind us who we've never met. So we want to invite you to extend a hand to someone nearby, introduce yourself, greet them, and wish them Shabbat Shalom. This is a beautiful, light-filled evening. God brings the light, we say in our tradition, God creates the light and brings on the darkness. And we are partners with God, so we not only celebrate the light, but we bring more light. That's what partners do. They help one another. And so we want to invite Tess Gordon to help us bring more light, human-kindled light into this world. The Shabbat candle blessings are on page 120.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Page 142. Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Melech, Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Boachem L'Shalom, Boachem L'Shalom, מלאכי עליון ממלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש הקדוש ברוך הוא ברכוני לשלום ברכוני לשלום מלאכי השלום הקדוש, הקדוש ברוך הוא. Page 134.
Fourth line from the top. Pages 138 and 139, we have this centuries-old poem of welcome to the metaphorical Shabbat beloved that we call Lecha Dodi. This is a time to think about all the ups and downs of the past week and maybe let go of some of the things that we need to get rid of. But hold on to some of the sweets. So we join together, Lecha Dodi, verses 1, 2, 5, and 9.
B'divorecha Shabbat v'nei Shabbat nekabelah. We turn to page 147 and join together in these words at the top of the page. There is one, there is one, there is one, there is one. There is one who sings the song of his own life, finding everything within himself. There is one, there is one, there is one, there is one.
There is one who leaves the circle of herself and sings the song of her people.
There is one, there is one, there is one, there is one. There's one whose voice rings with the song of humanity, hoping for the highest perfection. And there is one who rises even higher, uniting with all creatures, with all worlds, filling the universe with song. Nevarech, let us bless. Ya la 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 la, 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 ya la 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 la. Baruchu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed, le'olam va'ed. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la.
You may be seated. With gratitude to God for sunny days and warm evenings that stretch on into the night, we thank God for these wonders of creation at the foot of page 148. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who speaks the evening into being, skillfully opens the gates, thoughtfully alters the time and changes the seasons, and arranges the stars in their heavenly courses according to plan.
You are creator of day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness from light, transforming day into night and distinguishing one from the other.
Adonai Tsebaot is your name. Ever-living God, may you reign continually over us into eternity. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on the evening.
Baruch atah Adonai, Hamari v'Aravi. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. As we turn to page 154 for the words of Ve'ahavta, I would note that these words appear in this week's Torah portion. And in honor of that, we'll offer Ve'ahavta tonight with a beautiful melody by Debbie Friedman, who brought these words to life in English for us. And you shall love Adonai, your God, with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. And all these words which I command you on this day shall be in your heart, shall be in your heart, and you shall teach them diligently to your children, and you shall speak of them when you sit in your house, when you walk by the way, and when you rise up, and when you lie down, and when you lie down, and you shall bind them for a sign upon your hand, and they shall be for frontlets between your eyes, and you shall write them on the doorposts of your house and upon your gates, and upon your gates, that you may remember and do all of my commandments, and be holy unto your God, unto your God, unto your God.
Page 157. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, and that there is a better place, a promised land, and that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, and that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands and marching together. Micha Mocha, page 158. This is the conclusion of what has been a momentous and impactful week in Israel. And so as we prepare to sing Hashkivenu on page 160, the closing words of this piece of our liturgy ring in our ears. Baruch atah Adonai haporei sukat shalom, aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael ve'al Yerushalayim. Blessed are you, Adonai, guardian of all Israel, whose shelter of peace is spread over us, over all your people Israel, and over Jerusalem.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, v'ha'amidenu Shelter us beneath your wings, oh Adonai. Guard us from harmful things, oh Adonai. Keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake with morning's light. Teach us, God, wrong from right. Amen. 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 Ashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, v'ha'amidenu shomreinu l'chaim. We rise in body or spirit and turn to page 164. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi hagi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Ha'gibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, v'Konei Hakol, v'Zocher Chastei Avot v'Imahot, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן. ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, מוריד הטל. מחלקל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומידו מלך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני חיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל HaKadosh. We'll invite you to find your seats again as we turn our thoughts now to those who are in need of healing. For anyone in our community or connected to us who needs a little extra support, we want to let you know that we see you and we're here to pray for your healing together. So if you've come into the room with the name of someone in mind who needs healing, we'll invite you to share those names now. And we'll share the names of those made known to us in our community. Adrian Beckman, Gerald Bachman, Mary Wheeler Braun, John Burns, Al Delarty, Freda Easton, Steve Elliott, Beth Field, Louise Friedman, Maurice Friedman, Jackie Fuchs, Roy Fuchs, Lanny Gans, Sandra Halperin, Jeff Helfand, Richard Lieberfarb, Francis Mand, Sheldon Manspizer, Robbie Rajano, Lynn Brown Futzel, Stan Stern, Karen Weiner, Moshe Yaakov, Ben Yocheved. If you're joining on the live stream, we'll invite you to say your name aloud or type it into the comments wherever you are as we turn together to page 371. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mi sheberach imotenu mekor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. To prepare us for our own personal reflection and prayer, I want to invite us to do something we've done from time to time, which is to put your palms face up and to take a deep breath in like this, and an exhale, and an inhale, and an exhale, and last time, an inhale, and an exhale. We continue with personal reflection. Earlier this week was Tisha B'Av, which is a day when we mark the destruction of the temple. Sometimes it's a time simply of grief and of experiencing grief and loss for what no longer is. And we have a beautiful tradition in Jewish life, which is after Tisha B'Av, after a day of mourning, we have what's called Shabbat Nachamu, which means Shabbat of comfort. Nachamu is comfort. We read these beautiful words from Isaiah, Nachamu, Nachamu Ami, comfort, be comforted, my people. So I want to offer that to us now. If you're looking for the Hebrew, Nachamu Ami, you can find it in the Torah portion book. That's the thicker of the two blue books on page 1222. Nachamu, Nachamu, Ami Yomar Elohechem, Nachamu, Nachamu, Ami Yomar Elohechem. Comfort us in our wilderness. Comfort us as we struggle to take care of one another. Comfort us in our wilderness. Comfort us as we struggle with this world. Nachamu, Nachamu, Ami Yomar Elohechem, Nachamu, Nachamu, Ami Yomar Elohechem. Comfort us in our wilderness. Comfort us as we struggle. Comfort us as we struggle to take care of one another. Comfort us in our wilderness. Comfort us as we struggle with this world. Nachamu, Nachamu, Ami Yomar Elohechem, Nachamu, Nachamu, Ami Yomar Elohechem.
Did you know that there are magic numbers in Judaism? There are 3 of them, in fact. Anybody know what they are? 18's a good number, not a magic number. Someone's going to say 613 as well, right? Also a good number, not a magic number. I have called these magic numbers for a particular reason, but someone said, Cheryl said, who said 7? Sorry, I heard it coming from somewhere over here, Leslie. All right, 7 is the middle magic number. 3 is the first magic number. 3, 7, and since you know the first 2, you got to get the third. You win the prize anyway. 40. 3, 7, and 40 are the Jewish magic numbers. What are mean by magic numbers? And how could Judaism have magic numbers? And how come I never heard of this before? In the Bible, in the Torah, a lot of things happen in 3 or 7 or 40, or multiples thereof. I bet we could all think of something that happens, let's say the number 40. So tell me something that happens with the number 40 in the Bible. 40 years of wandering. Does it literally mean that we wandered for 40 years? Even if you took a very, very, very circuitous route, it would not take 40 years to walk from Cairo to Jerusalem. What else happened for 40-somethings? Noah. It rained for 40 days and 40 nights. Really? What are these meant to tell us? They're meant to tell us it rained a lot for a long time. We were wandering through that desert for so long. Right? It's like when we say, it's like we use the word, the number 1 million. Like, oh my God, I got there, the line was so long, it was like there were 1 million people online. Really? No, it's an exaggeration. The Bible uses 3 to mean a little bit of something. It uses 7 to mean a medium amount, and it uses 40 to mean a whole heck of a lot. And then those numbers are recombined magically in other ways, like how long did Moses, our greatest leader, our greatest prophet, live for? He was how old at the end of his life? 120 years. Aha. 3 times 40. And these things recur all the time. Even Sarah, our matriarch, whose age is mentioned at the end of her life, she lived to 127 years. 3 times 40 plus 7. And I could give you lots and lots and lots of examples where these are the numbers that are combined in various ways. The numbers then trickle down throughout all of Jewish time and history. How many ritual objects do we use to celebrate Shabbat? Candles, wine, challah. At the end of Shabbat, another 3 for Havdalah. Twisted candle, the wine again, and spices. You can go on and on and on like this. Well, this Shabbat, the Shabbat just after Tisha B'Av, is a pivot point between 2 magic numbers. See, our tradition dictates that for the previous 3 weeks, we've been reading 3 sections of our prophets that are known as the Haftarot of rebuke or punishment. Tisha B'Av is the time of destruction of the temple, and leading up to that, the rabbis of generations ago said that we should read these, or I should say declared that we should read these really awful, difficult, terrible haftarot that speak about the temple being destroyed, the people being exiled from Jerusalem. They're about how we ignored God and how we put our faith in false idols. And in one of the iconic phrases of some of these prophetic sections, that we've dug broken cisterns that don't even hold water. Clearly, we've gone in the wrong direction. And the 3 weeks leading up to this, or the biblical readings associated with the 3 weeks leading up to this point, are meant to remind us of that. And then we have Tisha B'Av, this day of the destruction of the temple, this day of mourning. It's supposed to be a day of mourning, and which we now would say it's a day, as I wrote to the congregation, our rabbis reinterpreted this day of destruction as a day of recognizing the faults within ourselves that may lead to our own downfall. Or to put it a little bit more pedestrian way, or a little bit less dramatically, the faults within ourselves, the qualities within ourselves that may cause ourselves frustration or disappointment or unhappiness. And this is the pivot point where we go from the 3 haftarot of rebuke, past Tisha B'Av, into the 7 haftarot of consolation. The next section of biblical readings that our rabbis chose for us generations ago are ones that are meant to bring a little bit of healing and comfort, like the words we just sang. The first paragraph of the Haftarah for this Shabbat is, "Comfort my people, comfort them, says your God. Speak tenderly to Jerusalem and say to her that she has served her term, that her sin is pardoned, for she has received from the hand of the Eternal more than enough punishment for her sins." So you can see how that's a transition from rebuke to comfort. And there are, I'll let you guess, how many haftarot that are of this similar fashion, haftarot of comfort? After the 3 of rebuke, there are obviously 7. Good job. 7 haftarot of comfort that lead us all the way up to Rosh Hashanah. So, 2 lessons I'd like us to learn, I offer that our tradition has for us from all of this. The first is, there are 3 haftarot of rebuke, 7 of consolation. Any rebuke, should be less than half as much as consolation. Hopefully from God, but also within our own relationships. If we're really angry at someone, maybe we can offer some appropriate rebuke, but after that, we have to offer more than twice as much consolation to repair that relationship and build it to be the way we want it to be. So comfort and consolation are more than twice as important as rebuke. And second, if we want to correct the faults that we find within ourselves or within the world, consolation is more than twice as important as rebuke. We can feel bad about our own faults. We can think that we are not enough, that we are inadequate, or we can go easier on ourselves. Recognize that no human being is perfect. God did not create any perfect human being. And recognize that we need to console ourselves just as God consoled us. Ken Yehi Ratzon. May it be so.
V'yitkadash Shemei Rabbah.
Any gathering of our people here or elsewhere is not complete without the presence of memory. And in fact, many of us bring memory to this space on this Shabbat, either having recently suffered a loss or mourning the loss of a loved one who passed at this season in years gone by. And so first, if you are observing Shiva or Shloshim, the first 7 or 30 days following the loss of a loved one, and you'd like to share the name of that loved one aloud, we invite you to do so at this time. As a Temple Israel community, we are observing Shiva the first 7 days, or Shloshim the first 30 days following the passing of Gordon Saul, husband of Linda, father of Zane and Cindy, Barbara and Richard, and stepfather of Brandy Heron and David and Carl Heron. Stuart Greenfield, husband of Constance, father of Matt and Molly, and Joanna, and Roger, and grandfather of Max, Darwin, Betty, Isabella, and Lucas. And of Jerry Minsky, husband of Lynn, father of Greg and Jeff, brother of the late Arlene, grandfather of Jack, Maddie, and Sadie. So too, we're observing this evening Yartzeit, the anniversary of a loss. If you'd like to share the name of a loved one you're remembering at this time, we invite you to do so now. As a congregation, we observe Yartzeit on this Shabbat for Leonard Bram, Edna Mae Cooper, Wayne Diamond, Danielle Fedida, Beatrice Gover, Rose Grayson, Jonathan Greenwald, Norman Hurt, Stanley Hollander, Leslie Katz, Joseph Kramer, Ned Levy, Ralph Levy, Rachel Luderman, Edith Megida, Marilyn Maltz, Gershon Navone, Eva Harris Nevis, Sally Newcomb, Sally Orant, Francine Grace Plaza, Robert Rosenfeld, Emily Jordan Rudder, Joyce Schuster, Victoria Siegerman, and Meyer Snyder. And if you're joining us via live stream and you have a name to share, we invite you to type that name into the chat or simply say it aloud wherever you may be. And we invite all those who are in the period of mourning or observing Yartzeit to rise at this time. And we invite all others to rise along with them as we turn to page 598 and say, Zichronam Livracha, may each and every one of those we have loved and lost always be remembered for blessing. Page 598 for Kaddish Yatom. Yitgadal v'yitkadash Shemei Rabbah, Be'alma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon v'yomechon uv'chayei dachol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uv'izman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mvrach le'alam u'lamei amaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudesha b'richu. Leila min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shalom rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Osei shalom b'mromav, huyasei shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the Holy One of Blessing, who creates harmony on high, bring peace to us, to all Israel, and to all humanity. And we say together,
Amen. Shalom b'mromav, huyaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimeru amen.
Well, how nice it is to have this Shabbat together, either in person or via our live stream. We're thrilled that you're here with us. We look forward to being together next week, God willing, the weather, at the beach. And we'll invite you to have a little oneg with us right after the conclusion of the service, page 123.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu, zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit, ki hu yom techila lemikraye kodesh, zecher l'tziat Mitzrayim, ki vanu v'acharta v'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim, v'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashavat lechaim.
We'll invite you to.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'tehavon. B'nei matov Shevet achim gam yachad hine matov hine matov umanagim Shevet achim
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.